Hey everybody, in this video we get to do a bucket list adventure where we take a helicopter, fly over a glacier, get to land on it, and drink glacial water. It was an amazing adventure, and the story of how it all came together was one of the best parts. A few months ago we were chatting during the premiere for our Texas road trip video and we met Holly from Alaska Living. When we said we were heading to Alaska next, she reached out and said she had won a trip for 3 people to go fly a helicopter over the Matanuska Glacier. Surprisingly, she asked my dad and I to go with her, so when we left Anchorage, we headed to Glacier View and met up with Holly to fly over the Matanuska Glacier in a helicopter. Here's that flight, and be sure to check out her channel in the description. For our helicopter adventure, we left Anchorage and drove 2 hours to the town of Glacier View and to Sheep Mountain Lodge. On the way there, you'll get great views of the glacier as you get close, plus the entire drive is just stunning. We got there early to get lunch and to meet up with Holly, as I was told the food was really good here. It did not disappoint, and it's much better than you would expect for a remote location. Plus, it was cool to be able to sit at the bar and to watch the helicopter land and take off.
It's so hilarious to just have the helicopter land right here where we're eating.
After exploring the property a little bit more, it was our turn to jump into the helicopter.
Here we go!
I've only ridden in a helicopter once in my life, and it was about 15 years ago, so I was really excited to do it again. Also, special shout out to both Holly and Pops for letting me sit in the front of the helicopter, as that was a bucket list item for me. We passed over the Glen Highway and headed towards the Matanuska Glacier, with it only taking about 10 minutes to get there. This entire tour was about 45 minutes long, and while it goes fast, it's amazing the entire time. I'm just hitting some of the highlights here, but at the end of this video, I'll play some of the unedited GoPro footage, so if you want to see that, wait till the end. As someone who'd never really flown in a helicopter, one of the things that I couldn't get over was how close it felt like we were to the ground. Mark, our pilot, said that we were over 100 feet off the glacier, but it always felt like we were just going right over it. Plus, being able to see the blue pools and the ragged peaks of the ice is something that I'll never forget. It was so hard to even experience it, as you just kept wanting to take pictures and videos of everything. Right after we went over an ice ridge, a massive blue pool appeared in front of us. I was trying to take pictures as fast as possible, and Mark was like, "Don't stress, because that's where we're landing, right there." After we landed, Mark made sure everything was safe, hooked us up with some crampons, and next thing you know, we were out on the ice.
Look at this service.
Absolutely everybody's Cinderella today.
All right. Holly, what is this?
This is awesome.
What are we doing right now? Oh my gosh.
Just like,
This is so pure and beautiful. It's magical.
Magical is the best way to describe it, that's for sure.
It's hard to overstate how amazing this is. The blue from the water does not look real at all.
Glad to drink actual glacier water. It's perfect. How do you beat that? All right, Pop's turn. He's gonna try to get some water without having a heart attack falling in.
Look what I just did.
We only had about 15 minutes to walk around, but we made the most of our time drinking the water and exploring as much as we could.
I still cannot believe that we landed a helicopter on a glacier next to a blue pool of water. This doesn't even feel like real life.
Before heading out, I took the opportunity to climb one of the small hills to see if I could get another good view of the glacier out in the distance.
So all these little glaciers, he just told me they feed into here. There's 71 glaciers that feed the Matanuska. Wow. Pops is taking one for the team, getting in the back so that I could get in the front. Thank you, Pops.
Put that in the video. If you're 6'7", you can fit in the back.
All right, here you go.
As we took off, Mark had one more surprise in store for us. He pointed to a mountain that was about a 5-minute flight away and said, "Let's land up there and take a picture." I couldn't agree fast enough, and it's crazy to me that the helicopter can take off and land in such small areas. Next thing you know, we are on top of the mountain with one of the best views of Matanuska Glacier I could have ever hoped for.
27, don't put your hands up.
Yeah, don't put your hands up. Pops is picking fresh blueberries at our helicopter landing spot.
See it? There's a blueberry right there.
I've seen better. Just kidding. Look at this. This is amazing. Not as good as it gets for Alaska, I think.
Matanuska Glacier is over 27 miles long, and while we couldn't see all of it from this vantage point, we could definitely see a lot. After about 5 minutes of exploring, unfortunately our time on the tour was coming to an end. It was back in the helicopter for the short ride back to Sheep Mountain Lodge. We flew a lot higher on the way back, which gave you a better appreciation for how massive the glacier was. Also, we took a walking tour of this glacier a few years ago, and you can see a video on that in the description. The last surprise on the way back is that we got to see a couple moose from the helicopter. I didn't get a really good shot of it, but it was still a cool experience. Check out how the helicopter comes in right next to the lodge and lands on the tiny landing platform.
I want to give a special thanks to Holly, who hit us up on the live chat and invited us to come on this amazing adventure. And she has a YouTube channel on all things Alaska called Alaska Living. I will leave that in the description. Thanks for going on this adventure with us. We will see you on the next one.
As promised, I'll stop talking, and here's a bunch of clips from the GoPro we strapped to the front of the helicopter. If you're interested in booking this trip for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description and a link to Holly's channel, and we'll see you on the next video.